This episode of the Wayang Crew Podcast is brought to you by Times Cineplex. Hey, welcome back everyone to yet another episode of the Wayang Crew Podcast. It's me, Kev, once again, speaking to you through this mic on this weekly podcast where we talk about all things movies, especially movies that are playing here in Brunei Darussalam. First up, it's my co-host, it's Del.
What's up?
What's up?
Skyrim?
For the third week in a row.
Oh.
Yeah. Last night I was trying to kill this boss. I tried like 20 odd times. This morning, first try. So angry.
Wow, when Del really gets into it, he
really gets into
it. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey Del, can I sell you a PS4?
Yeah, please.
All right, up next, it's the other co-host of the Wayang Crew Podcast. It's Naz.
Hey,
What's up?
Cool.
We are recording on a Saturday morning, so everyone's a little bit groggy and sort of maybe
When
not...
At
are we
11:30 on a Saturday
When
morning.
are
Let's
we
be
not?
real.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter the time.
I'm the only one groggy here.
No,
You're the
I'm
only
super
one
sleepy
groggy.
as well.
And finally, it's the other co-host of the Wayang Crew Podcast. It's Kai.
Hi everyone, always a pleasure.
Oh man, he just went super groggy for some reason.
Hi everyone, always a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
Today we'll be talking about a movie that is currently showing in Brunei cinemas. It's called Searching, and it stars
so
John Cho.
Yeah.
It's the story of him looking for his daughter who went missing, and it's kind
told,
of a exploratory social media view kind of thing.
Yeah, it's an experimental take on film.
All right, so we'll talk about that later on in the show. Up first, it's the weekly segment, which is the news. And the big news this week, we got a second trailer for the Bumblebee movie that's coming out in December.
That looks so good.
I love
Surprisingly, I am buying into this and I can't
Wow.
wait.
Really? Am I the only one not?
So good. It's good, right? We need that balance, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
we
are
do.
you not digging the
No.
really
No.
like
Don't-
G1 designs? Naz?
No.
So in the first trailer, Bumblebee put on his armor, right? He pulled back the face mask and then the armor comes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like it, but when I saw the context in this new trailer, I'm like, yeah.
No, it's because
is-
at this point you had already seen G1 Optimus Prime.
Yeah,
so it could
wow.
not have been wrong either way.
And
Alright,
more importantly,
alright.
he probably saw Soundwave because,
Yeah.
I saw Soundwave
yeah.
and Ravager.
because of the
Yeah.
screenshots I
Yes.
sent. I'm like,
And
check
then
it out.
also Shockwave was in this too.
Yes.
Wow, it's just
So good.
so good. I mean, this movie's gonna be more than meets the eye.
So I don't know, like the half of the movie is on Cybertron.
No, I think there's just a very quick, brief montage on Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I think there's just gonna be segments.
Yeah.
and telling that
I'm
like,
disappointed already.
So all we gotta do is wait for the early screening of the movie where people tell us at what point the Cybertron sequence happens. So you walk in at that point, watch it and walk out.
you're not
because-
gonna stay for the
because-
whole movie.
You know?
Because Soundwave is gonna only be on Cybertron then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're only gonna be there for like 5 minutes. That's probably the only shot we're gonna see of
But
Soundwave.
it's a bit confusing. Like, how is he on Cybertron and he suddenly becomes a satellite in the second movie? Like, I'm just excited to see that transition.
What second movie?
Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah.
There's no such movie.
Burn.
Why are you not excited, Naz?
I'm tired of Transformer movies.
That's very fair.
Okay, that's fair. That's
So
fair.
fair.
But this is a new flavor. It's unique.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
He goes
no.
like, it's fair, but.
But like when I saw all these characters we saw in the cartoon, I'm like, oh, again. Yeah.
So she's not one for nostalgia here.
I think
I think it
selective
depends,
lah,
yeah,
not
selective.
Transformers lah.
Yeah.
There is also a theory that is floating around the interweb at the moment, and it's regarding this new Bumblebee trailer that we saw. And apparently there are some theorists out there that theorize this is the start of what possibly could be a larger Hasbro universe.
But it's reaching, don't you think? Like,
Yeah,
how does
because-
this tie into the fact that,
What, G.I. Joe?
no, like the other Transformers movie? I'm just gonna keep bringing it up just to get a reaction out of Dale.
I was expecting
No.
G.I. Joe as
So
well.
Hasbro is doing their universe and it's gonna be with G.I. Joe and Mask and all that. I don't see that happening in this movie. I really don't.
I don't
because
see
this
that
is
happening
set
in this lifetime.
Yeah. The theorists on internet say that if you look at John Cena's character, he has a scar, and so did Duke, played by Channing Tatum in the G.I. Joe movies. He had a scar
That's a reach.
as well. It's a reach, but...
Oh, that's interesting.
But Kev, you're implying we can see John Cena.
What do you mean?
Nobody here watches wrestling.
No.
Because the joke is, you can't see me, so
Right.
nobody can see John Cena.
Right.
That is quite rubbish. That's a rubbish line. Right? Just, I mean, yes, taken out of context. You can't see me. He's so big.
No, that you see me when I strike.
It's
Like, that's
ironic.
yeah.
I don't.
Cool.
Ladies and
I'm
gentlemen,
sure
the
everyone-
WWE just died.
Anyway, that was the Bumblebee trailer that's coming out at the end of this year. Very excited for that. We also got a trailer this week for Dark Phoenix.
Woo!
Yes.
I like this trailer.
I liked it.
For some reason, it reminded me of the original, like, first 3 kind of X-Men movies.
It did.
But, you know, it was more polished.
It really
I
gave
feel
me
so, yeah.
vibes of The Last Stand, you know.
Yeah.
No.
The third X-Men movie.
Nah.
Gave me a lot of
Minus
vibes.
Famke Janssen.
Yeah. It really did.
Even as much as I did not like Jennifer Lawrence's performance in the last one, when she was in that blue skin and in that X suit with the big yellow X in front,
Yeah.
I got the chills.
I got the chills. I was
got
like,
the
oh, she looks better.
I got the chills too.
I like that.
I
What
don't
was it? Who created that look? Was it Chris Claremont?
What's that? That
The
X-Men look?
big yellow X in front with the very retro kind of drawing.
That is the original X-Men design, Jack Kirby.
There was a reboot
Oh
in the
no,
90s.
that was Grant Morrison.
Grant Morrison.
Yeah, new X-Men.
It really looks that way, and I really like the new suit and the way the team looks, and
Yeah.
Scott Summers. I think he looks really good.
Yeah, Scott Summers has more lines.
Ty Sheridan has more lines. We also get a little bit of what the story is pointing towards, which is that Jean Grey's past has been sort of erased by Professor X to sort of save her from herself.
Yeah.
And apparently this is what causes her to spiral out of control at
Was
some
that
point
it?
in the movie. Because he had to block out certain memories.
Of
Yeah.
Jean
Yeah,
Yeah,
because she
yeah.
killed her parents.
in this trailer.
Yeah.
That's what it's implying.
Oh, I did not get that at all.
Oh my goodness.
So Dell clearly did not watch the same.
But
trailer.
then, like, that's what he did in the first 3 movies. That's why she's
Yeah.
so
No.
nice and calm.
First 3 movies?
Yeah.
What 3 movies? Oh!
The one with Hugh Jackman.
No. Like, yeah, because after Days of Future Past, I don't know if it is still the same thing.
I think it is.
I don't think so.
This is up for debate.
It's easier to not care.
We also got a trailer this week for Creed 2. This is the second trailer that we got. This is a good trailer
This
as well.
my boy Michael.
This is a good week for trailers.
Yeah, it is. Enough said. It's
Yeah.
It looks good. I just watched it
So
10
good.
minutes ago.
Tessa Thompson's character does not look the same as the first one. That's the only thing that stood out like a sore thumb.
Well, you see, Del, people do change in appearance over time. So.
I'm not talking about appearance. I'm talking about the character itself. Like, the personality doesn't come through. She used to be this, still a tough female character, but
Now
there's
she's
also
more
very
loving.
more demure and...
I think it's because
Quiet.
of where the story is going, in that they have a child together now, and
Yeah.
maybe it's more of the motherly instincts coming out. Who knows? Speaking
Okay.
of Tessa Thompson, here's some news about her. She recently posted up some stuff on social media, which kind of points or maybe teases Valkyrie's return
Ooh.
in Avengers 4.
About time.
About time.
Nice.
So the social media posts we're talking about today are on Instagram. It's Instagram stories, and it shows her leaving London because that's where she's filming the Men in Black spin-off movie with Chris Hemsworth. And she's getting on a plane going off to Atlanta, and then the next Instagram story is her arriving in Atlanta where the Avengers 4 shoots are happening.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's never been confirmed whether or not she
survived.
She
Has
survived.
anyone checked if she's from Atlanta?
She's British.
She's British.
Oh, right.
Oh,
I
man.
forgot.
Get with the program. bro.
Maybe Atlanta, UK.
There's no Atlanta, UK.
How do you know?
Are you excited to have Valkyrie possibly back and
Yeah.
returning for Avengers 4?
Sure.
Because I think she was one of the standout characters from Thor Ragnarok.
Yes, she was.
It's
For
very
me.
hard to stand out when you have Korg in the film.
Oh, man.
Here we have it again on this week's episode of the
Amen.
podcast.
Amen. And
Kai's
my name's
professing his
Korg.
love for Korg.
As you can see, I'm made of rocks.
So I don't die.
so I don't do.
All right.
dog.
More Avengers 4 news. We got some leaked images which shows Captain America's new scale armor, which is more comic accurate, some people have said.
Yeah. It looks
It
more
is,
like
yeah.
the Ultimates.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't seen this.
You have not seen this?
I'm trying to stay away.
No, that makes sense.
Interesting.
I'm not clicking on anything.
Even
Okay.
for, like, just...
Pictures? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the simplest way to describe Cap's new suit is that
It's hot.
It's hot. Is it hard or is it hot?
I don't know. I just feel like Chris Evans is the most handsome man on earth. You know?
There you go. There you have it. There you have it.
It's hot,
Just
man. It's
sag,
hot.
just make like a big circle, just trying to get back there.
You see rainbows and butterflies flying around you when Chris Hemsworth...
No,
No,
I see the
rainbows
American
and
flag.
butterflies are in me when
Yeah. I see the American
see him.
flag when I see Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. Not because there's one...
There's one
action
right there.
figure.
Yeah.
Two, actually.
3 actually.
3, yeah.
Hello.
This is Kev's cave.
Hi, Cap. Hi.
All right, more news from the MCU. There was a possible Black Widow movie synopsis that sort of surfaced on the internet, and it comes by way of a tweet from a Black Widow fan, and it says that at birth, the Black Widow, aka Natasha Romanoff, is given to the KGB, which grooms her to become its ultimate operative. Now, when the USSR breaks up, the government tries to kill her as the action moves to present-day New York, where she is a freelance operative. This is sort of in line with what we see in the movies, where she's in
I see
America
it,
and
yeah.
she's working for S.H.I.E.L.D. We've talked about this movie on and off on this podcast for the last maybe 5 or 6 episodes on whether or not it's actually happening, and it kind of seems like it is.
I think it would.
Well, now they have Captain Marvel, so they can have another female superhero movie. So, yeah.
Del?
She can carry.
Could not care less about this Black Widow movie.
She can carry.
If it is a solo movie, I don't want to watch.
What if
I
she-
mean, I will watch, but
What if she turns into a pen drive at the end of the movie?
Oh, no. No.
I'm
Psych.
joking.
All right, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which is a movie that has been, sort of talked about a lot over the last 2 months since the sad firing of James Gunn. Apparently, Disney still plans to use James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy script, as confirmed by his brother, Sean Gunn.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Sean Gunn does not know much about this.
Wow, Dell is just...
He is.
Rocket Wreck.
No, he's
Is he still
he's
working
Craiglin.
on?
No,
is
but
He's the motion capture.
Oh, yeah, he's
Yeah.
the motion capture.
he's not a Marvel executive.
Oh, rude.
But
No,
you see,
but
he is
I think
close-
he's kind of like the mediator.
He is still in the project, obviously, and
Yeah.
it's his brother, so
Yeah.
he would know what is the brother's
Yeah.
work.
He can be wishful thinking for Disney to use the script.
Man, Dell
that's
just
way-
doesn't care.
I'm just being realistic.
Realistic, yeah.
Let's wait till Marvel comes out and say, yes, we are using that script.
James.
Do you think they would admit it though?
No, it will be a thing where you watch the movie, screenplay written by James Gunn.
No, it won't be that late.
$10.
No.
$10.
The
What do you have to lose?
the news no,
$10.
fine. All these news sites would have released that. Who is writing the script? You have to know who's writing the script.
All right, $10 says
All right.
it's gonna be shown in the film.
It will be definitely in the film, but we'll find out earlier than
Okay,
that.
$10.
Right.
Speaking of Disney, let's talk a little bit about Star Wars. And this morning we got confirmation that Kathleen Kennedy has had her contract extended with Lucasfilm, and it goes on to 2021. So she's staying there because there was some news that they might change it up a little bit because of the poor reception of movies like Solo, and maybe trying to pave the way or change the direction of the franchise. But this has sort of quashed any rumors or any suspicions. She's staying.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I expected
Solo
as
was a
much.
fine movie.
Yeah, I liked
Yes,
it.
Solo was fine. It's just that it didn't perform at the box office.
Yeah, but it's a great one.
I mean, I'm
don't-
okay with this news, right? Like, cause there's been Force Awakens, Rogue One, Last Jedi,
And Solo.
Solo.
Solo
3 out of
was
4 movies
really
were good.
Wait, what's the not good one? Oh, right.
The Last Jedi.
Yeah, so I'm okay with this news.
Okay, Spiderman Far From Home is still undergoing production all over Europe actually, and last week we had a photo leaked out by a passerby, and it shows probably a stunt double on a Ferris wheel wearing what could potentially be a black stealth Spider-Man suit.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures.
Yeah.
It looks interesting. It looks like it has goggles like Spider-Man Noir.
There were a couple of theories that, maybe it's just the lighting and, it was dark anyway, so the normal red could look black. But I looked at this photo, I'm like, no,
Yeah.
that's a black suit.
Yeah.
It has to be a black suit.
It's gonna be good.
So this is what? Is it more comic accurate, or are they incorporating more things from the
I think they're
Spider-Verse into
taking
it?
bits and stuff from...
Yeah, they're just like
mix and
picking
match.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a trail mix.
Trying to pick maybe the best
Yeah.
of,
Yeah.
of the franchise?
We just now gotta keep an eye out if Tom Hardy appears on set.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Because it's
Venom.
Venom,
And
right?
Fox is bought by
That's true.
Marvel.
Yeah, you're
Sony.
right. No, this is Sony.
Venom is Sony.
Venom is Sony
So
as well.
Sony, yeah.
So if Tom Hardy shows up on set, then we know what's happening.
All right. Still sticking with sort of Marvel properties, there has been long rally by Ryan Reynolds to get Hugh Jackman back in as Wolverine, either in a X-Force movie or some other Deadpool movie. He just wants to work with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. But Hugh Jackman, in an interview, was asked whether or not he would come back, and he very candidly said, now, did Ryan ask you to ask this question? Because this sounds like a trick question. Listen, I like Ryan Reynolds, but right now, Ryan, sorry, you're going to have to work a lot harder than this. I'm like,
funny.
what?
That's funny.
It's
Wait,
truly-
so is he sort of hinting that given the right circumstances, he might come back?
For all we know, he's already agreed.
That's true.
This
That's
is all
true.
smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
him sort of
Yeah.
creating controversy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that people read into it, and then you start that debate.
Yeah.
And then you come out and go like, yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, I know he's done, but put a $50 million in front of the guy, he's not going to say no.
It'll be very hard to say no.
It's much harder to say no with $50 million in front of you.
Would you
I
like Hugh Jackman to come back?
I
Wait,
would.
what is the going rate for Hugh Jackman?
6 or 8?
6 or 8? No one's gonna pay him 50 million.
Well, they
to-
paid Robert Downey Jr. $50 for Captain America: Civil War.
Really?
Robert, yeah,
That
but
can't be right.
No, but that's including box office.
Yeah.
Downey Jr. on average walks
Like-
away at 50 per film.
50.
50. You can make one whole movie with 50. You make Deadpool with 50.
The
Yeah,
first Deadpool,
but-
yeah.
But Robert Downey Jr. has a iron contract.
Superstar power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He makes 20 upfront, a bit from merchandise, a few more from tickets. He walks away with average 50.
Like, he has a percentage. He has a-
Harrison Ford walked away with 60 for Force Awakens.
they considered him a legacy star.
Yeah, but
Legacy-
Mark Hamill got way less than that.
Well, to be fair, he was in like 6 seconds of it, so...
It was actually 48, but okay.
All right, let's hop on over to the DC universe, and there is news that the Birds of Prey movie, which is the female villains and, potential hero, which is Batgirl, they're going to have their own movie. That is set for release in 2020.
Yeah, they already cast
Interesting.
Black Canary and the Huntress.
That is true. And of course, Margot Robbie reprises her role as Harley Quinn. I'm excited. I mean, I'd watch this.
Chick flick.
Let's not call it a chick flick. I mean, let's call it a female
they're
superhero
birds,
movie.
So they're chicks.
Chicks of Prey.
I see what you did there.
I don't know. I'm just... All DC news will be on hold for me, and I'm the non-reactionary until I watch Shazam, because I'm actually excited for Shazam.
Yeah.
When's that coming out again?
That's early next year.
Early next year.
Yeah, so Captain Marvel is going against Captain Marvel.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
excited
yeah,
to
I see what you did there.
Shazam was the original Captain
Yeah.
Marvel.
see... I'm excited to see Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I really like her as an actress, and she was almost Domino, which I totally could see. But then after Zazie Beetz took it, I'm like, yeah, Zazie's Domino.
Yeah.
But so I'm happy to see Winstead getting another superhero
Role.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of Zazie Beetz, there was an official photo released of her in character for the Joker movie that she's shooting now with Todd Phillips, and it was released by Todd Phillips himself because he's frustrated that the paparazzi are constantly leaking shots out there, and he said, you know what, I'm gonna put out an official photo, one that looks good, because they're just spoiling the look. They're just ruining everything with these bad shots. Here's good ones from me.
But you see, it says something about a movie that the paparazzi are so interested in taking pictures. We've not seen this level of like people trying to get spy shots since The Dark Knight Rises.
Yes, that's true.
Because that one, people were like camping out on rooftops and just trying to take as much pictures as they could.
This
But you
just
can
sort
say
of...
the same for Avengers.
It's not been this constant though.
No?
The first Avengers? What are you talking about? Or
Any-
any?
any
No,
Avengers.
a
There's
lot of them are
like
done on sound stages.
Age of Ultron, there so many came out from Korea
But that's like one sequence, right? Like this
Yeah.
is an entire film in one area.
because it's all filmed in one area.
Yeah.
So they just camp out.
So you get more pictures, more
Right.
stories.
I think the thing here is that with a Marvel Avengers film, everyone is anticipating it, but they sort of have this guarantee that it's going to be good. So there's no controversy surrounding it. But with a film studio like Warner Brothers and the track record that they have with the DCEU, this is just like, it's like a fuse that if you light, people are just going to come in and go like, oh, what does this mean? What does that mean? And then there's always like two sides of the camp. Even among us here in the Wayang Crew, there's some that are for it. There are some that are like, I just can't be bothered with this universe anymore. And that's where the debate sort of sparks up. And I think this is why the paparazzi do so well with projects from this universe, because it automatically sort of invites this debate, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next bit of the news. And I don't know if this is even news. There was a video that was put out by Nerdist, and it shows Tommy Wiseau once again as the Joker and his longtime friend and co-star Greg Sestero playing Batman, and they have remade the Dark Knight interrogation scene.
You complete me.
This was the most,
Oh man.
if I have to say, the most cringy 4 minutes I've had in a long
No,
time.
this is the cringiest Batman fan film ever made.
Yes,
Was it 4 minutes?
it was about
No,
three and a
it's-
bit, almost
yeah,
4.
Quite there.
Oh, I might have seen the short version then.
Batman.
So you got lucky.
Yeah.
I saw the full thing.
You have nothing against me. Nothing.
It was essentially the whole interrogation scene that we saw in The Dark Knight, meaning when Batman slams the Joker's head on the table and then
Yeah,
punches
I
his
saw
head,
that.
and then it goes on to like where Batman loses it and
Right.
starts
Oh, I didn't
throwing
see
the
that.
Joker.
I didn't see that.
That's how bad it got.
Okay.
And if Tommy Wiseau's portrayal of the Joker was bad enough, Greg Sestero's portrayal of Batman was even worse.
What a story, Cap.
It was so bad, but in some ways maybe so good.
No. Just very bad.
I was just testing the water there.
No.
Sticking with more DC and Warner Brothers. Apparently, Warner Brothers reportedly loves the first draft of Matt Reeves' Batman script. Now, we've had some history regarding news like this from Warner Brothers. It's either there's a standing ovation, or we love it, or we're so excited and it comes out.
Or we hired Joss Whedon to work on it.
Yeah.
What do you think is going on with this script? Like, how is this even news?
If anything, Matt Reeves is a great writer. So if they truly do love it, I don't doubt it. But it's just, the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah.
Which is an analogy I've been using a while now.
For like this whole week. I'm more curious to find out if this version of Batman written in Matt Reeves' script is based on the portrayal that Affleck is going to do, or is this maybe something different?
I think it's based on Affleck.
Based on Affleck.
Yeah,
Because
there has been some developments in that department whereby the CEO of Warner Bros. And the president of production visited Ben Affleck in rehab. And there was a news report coming out that Ben Affleck is allowed to have leave for exercise and training.
Yeah, 'cause we mentioned this I think last week
Yeah.
on the show that he's out and about and he's getting in shape probably for the role. Here's another thing though. Massive theory. I'm sure this is going to be panned by all of you here today. What if this whole thing about Ben Affleck going into rehab is just part of his character development for the movie?
Oh, wow.
What?
Whoa. What if?
No. It's his face.
It's his name, yeah.
Yeah.
But what if he comes out and he goes, actually, that was all just,
No.
research."
Then I wouldn't believe it anyway.
I had to like really get into a bad place,
No,
because
no.
Batman is in a bad place.
I think it's just in a bad place in general.
Right.
Oh.
Let's
If anything, because he's in a bad place, that's why he's more fitting to play Batman.
Okay, this is kind of like a Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark kind of situation.
Yeah.
No,
So he's
because-
following in the footsteps of Robert Downey Jr.
I'm just not going to
Okay.
say anything here.
Yeah. Let's jump franchises over to the Terminator franchise, and we all know that Terminator 6, which is in production at the moment with the legacy stars like Linda Hamilton and Arnold Schwarzenegger who are coming back. Arnold Schwarzenegger just recently tweeted out a photo to wish his co-star Linda Hamilton happy birthday, and it features a photo of him and Linda Hamilton with Arnold Schwarzenegger having some serious battle scars.
And there seems to be like metal under his skin.
Yeah, which is something that we've seen in Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Like after he gets into a
I
fight.
just wanted to wish my co-star Linda Hamilton a happy birthday.
I thought he actually has metal under his skin. No?
Oh!
Is that not how? Okay. Right.
Dun, 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 dun.
You mean that's only for a movie? Okay.
You mean it wasn't real? This next Terminator film is scheduled for release in November of 2019, so we've got a little bit more than a year to go. I just want this to be good. I need a good Terminator film, like a good follow-up.
If James Cameron has proven anything in the last 10 years, he can do no wrong.
No.
Really?
Well,
What are you on about?
his last film was Avatar.
Yeah.
So,
So-
No, he came out and proclaimed how good the Genesis would be.
Genesis.
Yeah,
but he
but
didn't
it's
do
spelled
it.
Genesis.
He didn't do it.
Yeah, but he said how good it's gonna
Yeah,
be.
but like if you had a kid
You
and
said
you were
he
too
couldn't
proud
do-
of your kid, wouldn't you go in public and say, I still love my kid?
But then you said he can do no wrong.
Yeah, if he's working on it, he can do no wrong.
Okay.
we'll see. Tim Allen has come out in an interview because he is working on Toy Story 4,
Yes.
which is the next installment of the much beloved
Hang on. Backtrack. James Cameron is not directing Terminator,
He wrote and produced, co-wrote and produced.
co-wrote and produced it.
but he's not directing.
No.
Okay. Just so we're clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
anyway.
so
Next bit of news.
Toy Story 4, which is the next installment of the much beloved Pixar franchise. Tim Allen has said that he compares Toy Story 4, the ending of it, more in particular, to Avengers Infinity War.
So they all die lah.
He says there's a lot of tears and it's a very sad ending and it's epic.
Yeah, so they all die lah.
No, they
Incinerated.
yeah.
Clearly,
I don't
clearly
know.
traumatized by the direction of the last film.
Or half the toys get given away.
Could be.
But I thought
It
they
has
were
to-
already given away.
No, but it was such a good ending in the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cried a lot.
I emoted. I will say that.
You emoted. Okay, sure. So that's the news this week on the Wayang Crew Podcast. If you want to get in touch with us on the show, check out our contact links in the description down below, which leads us to our next bit of the show, which is a review of Searching. Without Kai, because he had to leave us to attend to some other things. I did not get a chance to watch this movie this week as I have had a packed schedule all week long. Let's hand it over to Del to give us his review of Searching.
I liked it. I really enjoyed this. I did not expect it to be this good, but it's because of the writing and the way the story is told. It's always through a lens. You don't see them on screen. You see them on a screen inside a screen.
So you don't see a conventional shot.
Yeah.
It's always from the standpoint of a computer or a screen or
it's
a...
mostly a
phone.
computer and a phone.
Yeah.
So it's about this daughter who, whether or not she ran away or she got kidnapped or she's
got
killed.
killed.
The movie keeps us guessing from beginning until the end, and I
Yeah.
really appreciate that. And even at the end, you don't get to guess what's gonna happen and what actually happened. And it's very different from the misdirect that the movie keeps giving you in the middle and towards the end. So I thought it was a really well made, well told movie, and the cast are great, especially John Cho and what's the name?
agent?
Will and Grace. Grace from Will and Grace.
Grace from Will and
Yeah.
Grace.
Yeah.
She was good.
John Cho, of course, more widely known for his comedic roles.
Harold.
and Kumar.
Yeah.
And
Also in Star Trek.
And
he was in Star
Trek.
Trek. Oh, yeah, he was Sulu from Star
Yeah.
Trek. Naz, what did you think of Searching?
I was pleasantly surprised because I don't usually like movies where the camera's not the camera. It was pretty interesting seeing it from that perspective. And I thought John Cho's performance was really good, seeing as I never really could take him seriously before this. I thought the flow of the movie was great as well because the father doesn't really know who the daughter really is. And he eventually, during his journey looking for her, he also finds what she's truly like.
Like, he finds out bits of information,
Yeah.
like, wait, she told me this, but actually
She's like
that,
this. Yeah.
Okay.
There's been a couple of
great.
movies using this technique of shooting the movie from a screen, right? In recent memory, there was this slasher one from...
Slasher one?
Yeah, this slasher movie.
The Skype one, right?
The Skype one,
Yeah.
Unfriended,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
right?
Unfriended.
Unfriended. And before that, we had the Dave Franco and Emma Roberts, people betting on what they're gonna do next.
Oh, that one.
But this one is a much better, smaller kind of movie with a smaller budget, you can tell, and it's very self-contained. And in that respect, it's done very well for itself.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to ratings. What do you give Searching? And is it something that you recommend people to watch in theaters?
My rating would show how much I recommend this movie. I'm giving this 8 screensavers out of 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
8 screensavers out of 10.
I would also give it 8 iPhones out of 10.
8 iPhones out of 10. I think you're trying to say that iPhones are very prevalent in this movie because of FaceTime, right?
Yeah,
something.
FaceTime, they use the MacBook.
Yeah.
I
The
think.
Messenger.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our review of Searching. It's still showing here in local cinemas in Brunei and probably wherever you are. So if you want to, go catch it. It's a good movie, recommended by Del and Naz, which leads us to our next bit of the show called...
Oi, apa liat-liat? Apa liat-liat? Hoi, 看什么看? Apa liat-liat?
Apa liat-liat?
那看什么看？
Apa liat-liat? See what see? 小了.
Yep, that's right. It's Apa Liat Liat, and it's what else we've been watching this week besides Searching. Del, Apa Liat Liat.
I'm watching The Good Place. This is a series by what's her name? Anna
And
in Frozen.
Oh my goodness, Kristen Bell.
Kristen Bell.
Yes, Kristen Bell.
Yeah, and also Ted Danson.
Ted Danson's in it.
Ted Danson's back on TV, and I've always liked him, so it's good to see him back, and something for me to watch him in. It's a funny series. The first couple were not that great, but after a while, they kind of grow on you.
Are they on season 3 now?
Yes.
Yeah, they're on season 3.
But I'm still on season 1.
Oh, season 1. Oh, so you just started season 1.
I just started, yeah.
Oh, there's a big twist at the end of season 1. A
Ooh.
huge twist.
Okay.
And yes, I agree with you. It is a good series to watch. It's light and it's fun, and
Yeah, it's 20 minutes, you know,
Yeah.
you don't spend so much time on it.
the characters are characters that you could really like love. You know, like
Yeah.
this is one guy, and then who's like a monk, and then this other sort of preppy half Indian lady, and I know what you mean. Anything else besides that? No.
The Skyrim.
Tune in next week for more
Skyrim
Skyrim.
updates.
Naz, apa liat?
I watched Sierra Burgess is a Loser on Netflix.
Oh, how's that?
Slightly stressful. I had to pause.
Stressful.
It's about this girl. She's not popular. She's a loser, but she's really smart. Like, there's a mistaken identity thing going on. Like, the popular, not like this cute guy at school gets her number, but he thought that number was actually the popular girl
Right.
in school's number. So there's a mix
That's
up.
a mean trick right there.
Yeah, but she joins forces with that popular girl to make him think that whatever she's saying, you know, like, because he starts falling in love with her, with whatever she's saying, but he still thinks.
Oh,
that
so he
it's
doesn't
the popular
know.
girl. Yeah.
Okay.
And they just work with it, you know, and things happen, and then things spiral out of control, and it just gets so stressful, and I'm like, why are these kids doing this?
Oh, so it's not fun watching it. It's like it takes the story in a direction where realistically you wouldn't.
Yeah, but the performance by the main actress, Shannon Purser, she's Barb from Stranger Things.
Yep.
She's really charming. Like, you love her there. You don't like what she does, but her character is really charming.
All right. Recommended viewing?
Yeah, just watch it.
That's not very convincing.
I would give it like a 6.8, 6.5-ish. Yeah, watch it for her.
For her performance.
Yeah, not for the friggin' story.
All right, which brings it to me. And this week, I don't know why, I'm still on this Predator binge, and I this week watched Predator. I this week watched Alien vs Predator again, and Alien vs Predator Requiem, which was really bad. But it was just something that I had in like the background while I was doing some other stuff like work, and then it was there, and then I'd occasionally look at the screen and go, oh, that's a cool shot right there. All right, that's not very realistic. Back to work. All right, so that's what we've been watching, and that's the show this week for the Wayang Crew Podcast. Do tune in next week, where we will be bringing you a review of Venom, which is hitting Brunei cinemas, I think, on the 3rd or 4th of October, and worldwide as well. Until next time, we'll see you. This is Kev for the Wayang Crew signing off. Bye.